Yes, yes, people. What's going on? Welcome back to Saeed TV. And this is your Rivals Talk Friday, 5 p.m. Slightly a bit later than usual, but we're here anyway. Big up to everybody who's locked in right now. We got the brothers in the building. We got Drifted back. You get me? All tanned up. Birthday settings. What you saying, man? How was your birthday, man?
Yeah, no, it was blessed, man. It was blessed. Thanks for asking, man. Obviously, big up for the birthday shout out as well. Yeah, man, it
Come
was a
on,
good
man.
little break, man. You know what I mean? Just me and the missus just went away for a long weekend. You know what I mean? Trying to take in the sun. It's a mad thing. You forget about English sun. It's not like them other suns out there. You don't take it for granted. You know what I mean? Because you'll end up bun up. So yeah. But no, it
Mm,
was good, man. It was good. It was good.
absolutely, man. Glad you enjoyed it, man. We got man like Henry in the building. Henry, what you saying, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Transfer window is fully underway. Seeing Mbappe linked with Arsenal, which is just
Yeah, crazy.
listen. I'm sure we'll get into it, but yeah, big up for having me on. Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, absolutely, man. No worries, man. No worries. And we've got Charlie here representing the blue side of London, Chelsea. All busy. Pochettino speaking today. You know what I mean? It's been a good eventful summer for you lot, hasn't it?
Yeah, no, thanks for having me again, bro. Appreciate it as always. Yeah, it's been mad, you know. So we've shipped out a lot of players real quick in June, which was the main aim, and now we need to focus on the incomings. Like, I don't want to start worrying just yet, but the incomings have been pretty slow. It's just been obviously Nicholas Jackson from Villarreal. Otherwise, you know, there's not been too much else going on. We'll get into Caicedo, but we're locked in talks with Brighton. Ridiculous 100 million asking price supposedly. So yeah, let's kind of see what happens. But yeah, great to see Pochettino speaking to the press today, pictured at Stamford Bridge with the scarves and all that. So he's officially unveiled as gaffer now. So yeah, we just move from there and hope some incomings come before we go off to America in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely, absolutely. Big up to everybody who's locked in. People asking about Babs. He will be here. He said he was going to be 10 minutes late, so hopefully he should be here in a minute. So please do like the video. Please do subscribe to the channel. Before we touch on Arsenal, because we want to hear Babs' perspective, but Chelsea, Charlie, Caicedo, what's the situation going on with him? Because it's not looking great at the minute right now. They want 100 million fee, man. That's crazy, man. But Arsenal ruined the market, innit? You know what I mean? They got Declan Rice, and all of a sudden, you know what I mean? This is what happens now. Chelsea, Brighton are going to want 100 million because they believe that he's probably better than Declan Rice in their eyes.
Well, he's three
So,
years. He's 3 years younger, isn't he? At 21, so you could argue he's got more potential, maybe higher. So, in slightly different profile on that. But this is a problem for us potentially because you know Chelsea have been tracking Moises Caicedo all window. You know we've been like a bid was meant to go in a couple of weeks ago. We've been locked in talks with them since I think you know virtually every day this week. We've been having chats with them more about kind of payment structure, just so we can get an idea that it can almost be like a one and done in the bid. So there's no drawn out negotiation process. We've got to do like 2 or 3 bids and all that sort of thing. But the fact, you know, these reports coming out saying they're asking for £100 million, look, you can understand why they're doing it. As you were saying, Declan Rice still has kind of distorted the market again a little bit. You know, 100 million these days seems to be almost a going rate for a decent player. But, you know, I still think, though, a lot of journalists are saying that, you know, a deal could be done for around 80 plus add-ons potentially. So I'm still holding out hope on that one. But Brighton are in the strong position here. You know, they know we're desperate. They know we've got money because we got money anyway, but we sold loads of players. So they know we've got even more money than we might have potentially had before. They're in the strong position here. So we either cave into their demands slightly, or we walk away. But we're not in a position to walk away because we haven't got Declan Rice. If we were to walk away from Caicedo, then you know where's the top midfielder in the market that we need to go alongside Enzo Fernandez? There's not that many names out there. So just got to hope that Brighton are trying to push their luck a little bit with us. You know, they've taken us to the cleaners like so often, like recently. You know, we gave them 20 mil for Graham Potter, 60 plus million for Cucurella. Like, you know, we don't need to be giving them another 100 million, but ultimately, like, we're desperate. So I would imagine that if they are holding out for 100 million, we could well end up spending it. Whether it's 80 plus 20 in bonuses or whatever it might be, I suspect we might end up paying it because we're not in a position, I don't think, to walk away and try and find another target. So it's just another slight bump in the road on that deal. But we have to get this deal done. We cannot afford to miss out on Caicedo. I said since at the start of the window, we had to get Caicedo or Rice, one of those two players. We're not getting Declan Rice, so it has to be Caicedo. Otherwise, the midfield rebuild is bang in trouble before it's even started.
No, anyone think that Caicedo's not worth 100 million? Anyone in the panel right now think that Caicedo's not worth 100 million?
No, not yet. Not yet. It's too soon. He's had one full season, right? So how can you go and get like 100 million pounds? Like Rice has had like 4 seasons of being a Premier League starter, a captain of the club, a bit older as well, an international player. 100 million pound for Caicedo is massive, but you know what? Chelsea are a club that will end up paying it because what you've done, right, is you've set a precedent. When you signed Enzo Fernandez for that level of money, when they said to you, a release clause, and you said, "Nah, we're gonna make offers, at the end you ended up paying the money. So Brighton will know that at the end of the day, if you really want the player, you're gonna end up offering the money, and they're gonna try to ask for as much as possible. I don't think it'll be 100. I think it'll be closer to 90, but I think Chelsea will end up paying an extortionate amount of money.
Yeah, we're going to have to. It's simple as that because we need him desperately. Like, there's no other top midfielders really on the market. Rice and Caicedo were a standout one. So after that, if you walk away from Caicedo, then who else are you going for? It's going to partner Enzo Fernandez and go in and transform the midfield. We missed out on Agate to PSG. That would have been that wouldn't have been the primary player to play alongside Enzo, but that would have been another option. It would have been great to get Caicedo and Agate, but now it has to be Caicedo plus maybe one more. But you are running out of options. Arsenal, Liverpool interested in Lavia as well. So there's not that many options out there. Manu Kone, I think, picked up an ACL injury or something, so he's probably off the market this summer. You've got Kefram Thuram, who Liverpool are kind of sniffing about as well. So we have to get this Caicedo deal done. Otherwise, we've got a massive problem. You don't really know where we're going.
You know what, Drifty, are you worried? Because obviously if they don't go for Caicedo, they're going to go for Lavia. You know what I mean? They're going to go the next one, innit? So you might need to get Lavia quickly, man. I don't know. You must be looking at these guys thinking, if they don't get Caicedo, they're going to go for the next one, and that's Lavia. Tchouaméni, I don't see Real Madrid selling Tchouaméni. For me, I can't. Not when they're trying to build for the future. You know what I mean? It's just right now that Modric is still there. As soon as Modric and Kroos leave, he's part of the future. So I don't think he's leaving. But are you worried in that sense?
I'm still not even don't get me wrong. I'm fully on the Lavia train in terms of the ability of the kid, the potential that he has. I think he's wicked. I've got no issue if we buy him. Me and Cal have been going back and forward about this because I believe that if you're good enough, you're old enough. He's kind of put a little seed of doubt in my head that at 19 years old, it's probably a lot on his shoulders to ask him to come to Liverpool now and take the place of someone who's been a world-class DM. Maybe not last season, but for the majority of the Klopp tenure, Fabinho has been a world-class DM. And as one of the reasons we won what we won, replacing him is not an easy role in the Liverpool team. So I don't know, bro. I'm a little bit on the fence in terms of whether it would bother me or not. I, like a lot of Liverpool fans who have given up on Flacco, haven't. I think you are allowed to have a bad season. I think there's too much of this recency bias that always creeps in when people think that you can't have a bad season. I mean, Man United, as an example, just bought a player who had a bad season. Mason Mount is a quality player. Just because he had a bad season doesn't mean he's a bad player. I know a lot of people are worried Flacco's legs have gone, but our midfield was all over the place last year.
Who's Flacco?
Oh, Fabinho, sir, for the non-Liverpool, yeah, that's our nickname.
He's done, man. He's done, man. Come on, man. He's still got hope in
years.
At 29 years old, are you telling me you're just not allowed to have a bad season, bro?
Nah, but you can see, what it is here? You can have a bad season, but then you can see when someone's.
You can have a bad season, but you can't fall off like that.
You can't fall off like that, man. From one of the best DMs in the world.
The whole team falls off. You lot got to remember, Liverpool weren't brilliant and he was terrible. We were terrible as a team. There's a lot of players.
Do you know who I think would be good for you lot? Amrabat from Fiorentina.
See, there
are some.
That's my guy, man.
But again, you lot might think I'm being a little bit what's the spoiled here or whatever. But I look at things, and hindsight was easy last year to say Liverpool should have bought a midfielder. Why didn't you buy a midfielder? Effectively, that might be why we didn't get top 4. It probably is why we didn't get top 4.
Yeah, it is definitely why we didn't get top 4.
Hindsight is easy, right? Nobody knew the fall off of some of our players would happen after we nearly just won a quadruple. And on top of that, there'd now be players in our team that wouldn't be really needed and would have just been stopgaps, but now you can't get rid of them. Liverpool can't do what other teams do where we write a player off or we don't care. If we'd have bought a Mateus Nunes or someone like that, that would have been it. He would have been part of our squad for the next 3-4 years. If you look at what we've done now, Szoboszlai, McAllister, I wouldn't want a Nunes in there. So hindsight was easy to say Klopp made the mistake, but he wouldn't have known that Flacco, Hendo, and all the players that almost just won a quadruple would fall to the point where the midfield just looked all over the place all of a sudden after being brilliant the year before. It's easy to do the hindsight. I don't want to buy somebody now for the sake of it, who we don't actually want for the future to be a part of the plans. So I'll be a little bit worried if we just bought someone like Amrabat, where he's a stopgap guy, but if we buy him, he's here for 3-4 years. Is he good enough to be there that long? No.
Nah,
do you get what I
he's
mean?
quality,
So,
man.
He's
an upgrade on Fabinho. Listen, let me tell you something. He's an upgrade on Fabinho. Don't tell me he's not.
he might be an upgrade on a Fabinho that happened last year, facts. But if Fabinho can refine his
Even
form,
now,
then he's not better than Fabinho. So it depends which way you look at it.
Would you keep Thiago?
nah,
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Bro.
When you've got a Rolls Royce of a player like Thiago, you play him where
The
and
problem
when
is, though,
you
he's never fit. Like, you can have a
Well,
Rolls Royce and then-
he plays an average of 28 games a season, which is basically half.
But it's context, though, innit? How many minutes is he playing of those 28 games?
exactly.
Quite a lot. He does play 80, 90 minutes quite a lot when he does play. It's just, obviously, he misses half the games. But if you've got a proper midfield like we have now, you can use him sparingly, like Bayern Munich did the year they won the Champions League and he was man of the match in the final. You don't just run him into the ground, play him every week. You play him sparingly based on your position and what
That's
you
3
need.
years ago.
Yeah, but because he's got 1 year left. Because he's got 1 year left on his contract. Like, do you just let him go for free, or does he get a new deal?
No. Let him go. If he
Bro,
goes,
so you're happy to let him go for free?
Yeah. We only paid 20 mil for him. It's not the worst thing in the world if he goes for free. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah, that makes sense. Zayn Miasi saying there, if we get Mbappe next season, we go invincible. We are favourite for the league this season as City lost Gundogan and Silva might go. Yo, listen, Babs, have you heard them rumours, man, about Mbappe? That's crazy.
What are you trying to say, bro? What are you trying to say?
Nah,
What
I'm just
rumours?
saying, man, that could shoot up the phases,
Who
man.
made
That
the
could
rumours?
shoot up
Do you make the
phases.
rumours?
No, I just, I see the report from the Independent, man. And he said if Kylian Mbappe was to go to the Premier League, Arsenal would be his first choice.
He'll be on
likes the
phase
evolution of
117 now.
That's
Is
phase
there,
5.
is there anybody in
No,
this
this-
room who actually believes this?
No,
of
there's
course
no
not.
way.
What do you not believe that he
Right.
wants to go to Arsenal, or that
No.
Arsenal will sign him?
The
I
Arsenal
don't
I
believe-
think
believe- I don't believe
the
anything
report,
about
the
any
full
of it.
report says that Arsenal won't sign him because we can't afford him and it's out of our budget. But if he was to come
Yeah.
to the Premier League, Arsenal would be his favourite club or something like that. I mean, I don't see why. I mean, Arsenal probably would be one of his first clubs to go to, but we ain't signing him. Anyways, that's
I,
fine.
I don't even believe that. And I'll let you know from now, Baz. Last year, the year before, Mbappe 2020, 2021,
Yeah.
that was all the Liverpool talk. His mum and his dad are actually Liverpool fans. That's not even fake news. And we was told he was
Where
swinging,
have you heard that
he'd
from? Where have you heard
favour
that
us and all this stuff. It's not like
Bro, he was
they
pictured-
just say these things. They just
He
say
was in
these
our.
things.
He was
Yeah,
pictured.
Chelsea
At,
kid,
He
yeah.
was pictured at Cobham in a Chelsea shirt when he was a little kid. So is he a Chelsea fan as well?
You know what I mean?
We all
It's
know where
like-
he's going. Let's be real. We all know where
Let's
he's
go
going.
Real Madrid.
Well, he's going Real Madrid. Of course he is. Yeah.
No, but
and
if
the only
Qatar
English team
comes
who
in-
can afford him is City. So
Yeah.
No, but let me ask you a question though. If the Qatar money comes in and he's the face of Manchester United with all the brand deals that you've got in
Bro.
the world, yeah,
He ain't going
who is he
United.
really going to?
going
Arsenal, who are nowhere near in terms of brand and in terms of global stature to Man United, or is he coming to Manchester United? Let's be real, man. You have to
Cool.
hold
So,
out on that one.
who am I playing with? Anthony Martial or Gabriel Jesus? Who am I rather playing with? Yo, who am I playing with here, bro? A team that's in phase 1, a team that's in phase 4. What am I doing?
That's where you win. That's where you. We're not talking about Anthony Martial.
You're in
and
phase
these.
1
We're
side.
talking about better players.
Yeah, I mean, you're still in phase 1.
talking about
Relax,
better
bro.
players.
Sign your
You know,
goalkeepers
talking about
first.
better
Get your playing out of the back. Gas up your little CDMs for now, and then you'll get. To
I'm
the
not
stage
gonna
you're
lie. Actually, you lot might think I'm crazy, but I agree with Saeed. I think
No, of course, because they're the only club stupid enough to pay the wages. That's the reality.
No,
mean?
but
Hold on a
if
minute. Hold on a minute.
No, that's the
You put
reality.
You wouldn't
Qatari
pay
on
stupid-
top of
hold
their
on a minute. No, let me stop this
Hear
guy.
me
Let me
out.
stop this guy. No, let me stop you there. Are you telling me you wouldn't pay stupid wages to bring Mbappe?
No,
Of course you would.
I wouldn't.
What do you mean you wouldn't, man? Are you?
I wouldn't.
Wait, come
Listen,
on,
Because
man.
I'm
Everyone-
not.
everyone would.
Because I see.
Everyone
One sec. Yeah, because everyone would, because they see the initial dopamine. Oh yeah, I got Mbappe 7 on the back of the shirt. It'd be nice. Like Ronaldo. Remember Ronaldo was a no-brainer. Ronaldo was like 80 million
No,
pounds.
that's
Ronaldo is.
different, man.
Hear
He's
me out.
24
Mbappe
prime.
is Mbappe for me is probably the best player in the world, and he probably is. But I also realised the moment he steps into Arsenal, because we're not Real Madrid, by the way. Within first 2 weeks, he's going, I want to go Real Madrid. And it's constant rumours. And it's constant, is he staying, is he going? I don't want that. I'm sorry, he's a top player, but I don't want that at my club.
He is a prima donna. I agree with
I
that.
don't
He
want
brings
that.
a lot
Babs.
of drama. He
Would
brings
you
a
swap
lot of
Saka
drama.
for Mbappe?
The player, of course, but not the personality.
What you
You gotta think about it, bro. Bro,
Like?
Said, you gotta trust me. You gotta
Alright,
believe
go
me,
on.
bro. When he comes to, if you used to go Man United, as I would say, the first month would be amazing. Like Ronaldo, he's suing and he's doing all the amazing stuff. Past that first month, he's making rumours to Real Madrid, and that's lasting for years and years and years until he eventually goes. So it's like constant pain. And also, you know, he might disrupt the dressing room. He's not guaranteed success as well, by the way. I mean, look at the Champions League.
that.
I mean, he's not really Messi and Neymar and Mbappe. You thought that's Champions League there. Zero Champions League there. So I don't know, man. For me, I don't want that personality. It doesn't suit what Arsenal are. I don't want to ruin what we have.
No, I hear that. But I think for me, though, if United produced the right structure for him and they got new owners in, they got a new board in, and they put Mbappe as the face of Manchester United. Mbappe, for me, really, has he ever been really the face of PSG? When you look at Neymar, when you're looking at Messi, they've always wanted to kind of do something else to kind of take away his shine. Whereas it comes to Man United, you are the face of Manchester United. You will be the poster boy of Manchester United. That's why, for me, I don't think he goes anywhere else. Like, it's only Man United and Real Madrid. And if he's already at Man United, it's the face of Man United, then he don't need to go Real Madrid. Because
Like Ronaldo didn't need to go either.
no, but then Ronaldo, the thing is, though, it's different because obviously Ronaldo, he was, you know, there was lifestyle and different things. He wanted to go bigger and better things. But I said it's either Man United or Real Madrid. But I've just given you the factors that I've given you. And if that they put him on the face of Man United and the project of Man United, then I don't see why he doesn't stay. You know, it doesn't
no.
go
Yeah,
to
but it
leave.
doesn't matter though, because
No matter where he goes, yeah,
when
that's
Real
what I'm saying.
Madrid come calling, you don't say
He's
no.
going Real Madrid.
Like, you
He's
go
going-
Real
he's going
Madrid.
Real
It
Madrid.
doesn't matter if you're
I
the
hear that
face
as
or
well.
anything.
You're
you
not
go
bigger
Real
than Real
Madrid.
Madrid, bro. Just relax. You're a massive club, the biggest in the league, but you're not bigger than Real Madrid. Like, know your levels.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think it's Man United and Real Madrid are kind of neck and neck. It's
Real Madrid are a different animal,
be honest,
bro. Look,
neck
they're
and
a
neck in
different
terms of-
animal.
No, but in terms of trophies, I get that. In terms of prestige, I get
think-
that. But
I
in
think
terms
Barcelona
of
are
global
bigger than
presence,
United.
Yeah, I think so as well.
nah. I don't think so.
No,
No,
but it's true though, because
Real
like,
Madrid, Man United.
whenever Real Madrid and Barcelona come calling for any Premier League players, they always go. We see
Yeah,
Suarez from Liverpool, we see
I hear that.
Ronaldo.
I agree.
Everyone goes.
Give me an example
Everyone
side
leaves.
of them being rejected. Barca Real, like a rejection, because you got rejected by Frankie de Jong, by the way. So it's like it's happened to you. But what happened to
Not
Barca?
really, but yeah.
Go on, what happened to Barca? Who
the
said
thing
no
is,
to Barca? Henry went to Barca, so I've seen Arsenal lose it.
Fabregas
Ronaldo went to
went as
Real.
well.
Fabregas went to Barca. So every time those two clubs come calling, it happens.
No, but I agree in terms of Real Madrid's pull. It's unmatched, it's unparalleled. They are different gravy. But the circumstances I've given you in terms of new owners, Qatar coming, he's the face of everything, he gets everything he wants, and he's the guy, Old Trafford, Champions League football. I'm sorry, but I don't see him kind of like saying, yo, I'm swayed or anything like that. That's just the way I kind of look at it. Obviously, I've got a biased point of view there, but it's different to the Ronaldo situation when there's stuff else going on the outside of it. So, it is what it is. I think for me, Liverpool could argue he goes to Liverpool, but I think if he had the choice, you know, United would be a good destination. But it is what it is. Mohamed A says 5 years from now, Arsenal will be stuck in phase 3. And it says here, do you see Luis van der Sar? Yeah, sorry. I should have mentioned that at the start. Apologies. Thoughts with Van der Sar. He's in intensive care. Wish him a speedy recovery, man. United legend. For those that don't know, he played at Manchester United for several years, won multiple trophies, and he's had a bit of an accident in another country. So wish him all the best and speedy recovery for Edwin van der Sar. But big news for you, though, Pavs. You know what I mean? This is a big news. Saliba, new deal. Are you buzzing with that?
Expected, bro. It's the standards. I'm not surprised at any of this anymore, bro. I know a lot of people are like outside of Arsenal, but this window going into it, I was saying time and time again, we're going to spend money, we're going to make serious moves. And so with 3 weeks into the window now, Saliba, Saka, Martinelli confirmed. You got Ramsdale as well done. I think you've also got Rice done, medical today. Timber's medical done, contract signed. You got Havertz done as well. I mean, look, Arsenal are moving serious, and I expected this. And the idea, all of this is to win a Premier League title. So now next year the pressure is on. Like, we need to win a league title, and if we don't, it will be a failure.
Now, you know what, though? I think for me, securing this deal is big for Arsenal, man. I can't lie to you. I thought he would drag it on and then Real Madrid could call him and all this and that. But, you know, Henry, it's a big deal for Arsenal, this one. He's top player, man.
Yeah, I mean, what is he? 21, 22, something like that.
Yeah.
Probably, I can't believe I'm saying this, but he's a Rolls Royce. He's everything that I want at my football club. Yeah, it's massive. I think Arsenal have come out of the traps this window, getting Rice over the line, getting Timber, which I didn't think anyone really saw. Obviously, they've got Havertz as well, and they've pinned down their best players to new deals. It's kind of how you want your football club to act in windows. I still think they need maybe 1 or 2 more signings this window to really go for that title push. Because if they do get an injury to a couple of key players, I don't think that the options they've got coming off the bench are going to be at the level. But listen, what Arsenal are doing right now in the window is exactly what you'd want as an Arsenal fan. So, like, yeah, fair play. You can't really knock what they're doing.
Slide, you muted.
Oh, sorry. Babs is insecure, saying he doesn't want Mbappe because he's afraid he will leave for Real Madrid. Bag the thing, have fun. If they leave, it is what it is. Listen,
bro,
enjoy it, mate.
If you like your thing cheating, then you do you, bro. But I'm a bit more sensible, so I'd rather be insecure.
Yeah, man. But you know what, man? This is crazy for Arsenal, man. This is significant now. When you look at it now, they have spent now 600 million since December 2019, man. Drifty, what we saying, man? Have they got to pull it out now this season and get this Premier League title now? Is it a case of, what we saying?
Yeah, 100%, bro. They don't win the league, it's a failure with that type of money spent. I can't lie. Like, I don't want to hear no more moaning or complaining about transfers from Arsenal fans. When it comes to the money spent, I don't want to hear any more excuses. I must admit, though, and I know, obviously, like, Babs is going to take the brunt of this for the whole fan base, and he's more sensible than a lot of Arsenal fans are. But when are we going to have a conversation about the fact that one good season that came out of nowhere cannot just all of a sudden be the barometer by which we now judge Arsenal Football Club? Like, you can't be a mudded team for 10 years, have a very surprising good season that nobody foresaw at all, and all of a sudden now you're just the barometer of who we have to catch and how they could fall off just as easy as they got there.
Difference, though. There's a difference. There's a very obvious difference.
Is there?
First things first, it wasn't a surprise that Arsenal were good last year. It was coming from years and years, right? That every year under Arteta, Arsenal were improving. They were taking a step in the right direction. So last year was another step in the right direction. We went up by like 10, 15 points. And the reason why Arsenal went up 10, 15 points is because the year before we finished 5th, we should have got top 4. We bottled it because we had no squad depth. So the year after, we improved our squad depth enough to get top 4 level, but not enough to win a title. So the team was always there. The quality and tactics were always there as well. All you're seeing now is Mikel Arteta has the personnel to display those tactics. We saw it in glimpses in his first season, the semi-final against Man City, the final against Chelsea, those big games, right? So they're glimpses. But now he's got the players to do it on a consistent basis. Last year, in my opinion, why you could say Arsenal bottled the league, the actual reason why Arsenal didn't win the league is because we didn't have the squad to compete with Man City over a 38-game season. So what do Arsenal go and do in the summer? You go and sign Yuri and Timber, who helps, replace William Saliba if an injury happens. You have the player now to build out of the back if the injury happens there. You've also got Kai Havertz now, and I think people don't realise this, but if you've got Havertz now, if Saka gets injured on the right-hand side, you can now play Jesus there and play Saka Havertz down the middle. So again, you're replacing a first-team quality player if an injury happens. So Arsenal will now have the squad to go win the title. And you look at the first team, you talk about drop-offs, let's use Liverpool for example. Your players that dropped off last season kind of dropped off also with age. It's not like your Fabinho's 23 and he's just had a little decline season. He's aging. So is Virgil van Dijk. And so Arsenal's young players, they're gonna get better. So unless you guys are telling me, and maybe you are, that Saliba's gonna get worse next year, and Saka's gonna get worse next year, and Mane's gonna get worse next year. That's why Arsenal are the team right now behind Man City, but the teams like Liverpool, United, and Chelsea have to catch up right now because you're still in a different, part of your process in the sense of rebuilds, in the sense of you have to still sign a few more players. Arsenal now, for me, have the squad. You can maybe say one or two more players here, but Arsenal have the squad now. You've got the centre back depth, the forward depth, the midfield depth. I don't see why we go win the league title now, but I'm not saying that we're the barometer because that's Man City. But this whole thing that it was a surprise out of nowhere and it wasn't coming, I think you're lying to yourself.
Nah, not at all, bro. Because there's not one person on this panel
No
or
one
anyone I've
expected
ever
Arsenal
spoken
title
to
challenge.
that
You
would
guys
have
didn't
said
expect
title
it.
challenge.
And
No, but there's Arsenal fans. Bro.
No,
I
I
never
did.
spoke to one
I did.
Arsenal fan that said
Nah,
we're
you
gonna
never
win.
did.
You expected a title
Not
challenge last
one.
season.
One second. I said literally in the Big Sis, I think first 2 episodes, I said second place. I literally said it, bro. Remember that? And they put me in the comments. I literally said
No,
Liverpool.
but
I'm not quite sure.
second place
No, so
could
that
be
was-
like 20
You said a
points
Lad
behind.
Bible. Lad Bible, you said third.
Yeah, third. I said third, second in that as well. And that was at the start of the season. So I expected Arsenal to be very good. I expected
And
that. So this...
what if your players don't get better? I know being young means they won't get worse, but what if they've peaked? Like
What if
honestly,
they've-
and what if
what if
that was
they've
the
peaked?
best that they could be? You got
You
50
see-
points from the first.
No, I don't
was it
think they
18
peaked. I
games?
don't think they
Yeah,
peaked.
that's
No.
crazy.
No,
Because
but I'm saying they
I'll
might
tell you why it's
have
crazy,
haven't
right?
peaked.
They
I don't
might
know
have,
if
man.
maybe this is my Arsenal fan perspective, and you can call me delusional, by the way. But I believe if there was other teams in Arsenal's position with their squad and their players, they'd get more ratings. I mean, if Saliba was at Man United, no one would be going, "Was he going to get worse next year?" But it's Arsenal, and they go,
No,
"Ah,
just
well."
stay the same,
And the
bro.
reason why, I'll
Don't
tell you
get
the reason
better,
why.
not
And
get
first things
worse.
first, I understand
Stay
your
the
perspective
same.
as well, right? I understand the perspective of why people are skeptical around Arsenal. We've not won a league title in 20 years. And so therefore you're allowed to be skeptical. But in my eyes, I'm seeing my team as what it actually is. I don't think Saliba will get worse. And I don't think you do either. And so they will improve.
not
Whether it's
worse, not
slightly, whereas 5-10%, they will
the same.
improve again. But for me last year, Arsenal didn't lose the league because of the first team quality. It's because of the squad depth. And what do Arsenal have now? Squad depth.
But you don't think it's a mentality
Okay,
thing
yeah.
as well, though, Babs? Because
Yeah, but then, okay, cool, I hear that, bro. And then who do Arsenal go and target? A captain of
yeah,
West
for
Ham.
sure, yeah.
A captain, a leader, a natural leader at 23 years of age. Jurriën Timber's also captain Ajax. And Kai Havertz is also captain Bayer Leverkusen at times as well. You're targeting personalities. So Mikel believes that. Mikel knows that. He knows that the reason why we lost the title last year, as well as squad depth, was a part of mentality as well. So who do you go and sign then? Players that have natural mentality, natural leadership.
But Babs, if we're talking about squad depth, yeah, I know like you had Saliba missing, but when you had those bottle games, everybody but Saliba was playing. So is this not a misconception of squad? It was literally just him. Because I remember
Yeah.
you dropped points at
You're right.
against Southampton,
Partey,
West
dropped
Ham,
off as well.
Southampton.
Partey, Zinchenko, they were all playing, bro.
It's all coincided though, and the reason why it's coincided is because we had injuries before. It's not like Arsenal didn't survive injuries. Jesus was injured for like a good 3 months. We survived. Even Partey for a month or two. The reason why Saliba was so important and why you saw Partey and Zinchenko drop off is because they coincide with Saliba. Saliba's the metronome. He's the guy that you give the ball, he'll play the way out of the back. You take out of the team now Partey's got more responsibility. Now Zinchenko's got more responsibility, and they don't have the Saliba to turn to on the right-hand side. You've got Rob Holding there now. So what do Arsenal go and do then? They go and sign one of the best technical centre-backs in the world. So if a Saliba gets injured now, you can now trust Jurriën Timber in that position. And it was less about the defensive ability of Saliba, more about actually playing out of the back. I'll ask you again, go watch Arsenal's game against Fulham before Saliba gets injured, and look at how Arsenal are playing out of the back. You then go watch Arsenal against West Ham, and it's a different game.
So you think
I'm gonna get
Timber
responsibility-
is now the replacement for Saliba, as in the drop off
It's
won't
added
be...
depth. It's
The
added
drop
depth.
off, once again, we've increased our floor. We've raised the floor, right? Not just raised the ceiling with the players that we can like Havertz could be what he could be, and the Arsenal youngsters are going to improve again. Raise the floor again. Last year the floor was second and third. Next year the floor should be first or second.
Yeah. I'm going to get rid of super chats. And by the way, there's 1.6k in here. Make sure you like the video. We need 1,000 likes. So people, by the end of the video, we need 1,000 likes, man. I appreciate you watching all the video. As Zamia says, United now fear the rise of Arteta fans quaking in their boots.
Quaking.
Yeah, I was going to say it's quaking, yeah. Arsenal Till I Die said, do people actually listen to themselves before speaking? 1 minute you say we do need to win the league in the next year. It's why we holding them to this standard after 1 year. We want the pressure either way. And I'm just saying that the spending now has to justify in trophies now. That's all I'm
Have to
saying.
win
That's the
something
same
next
thing
season.
that... Yeah, because that's the same route.
I'm not
that's the same-
disagreeing.
What we
Yeah,
all
well,
expect
I-
from
I
Arsenal?
hope so.
If like I still don't think that Arsenal will win the title. I think City will win it again. But what are we all expecting collectively across like all four comps? Because how many players in that Arsenal team have got the Champions League experience?
Just Kai Havertz, isn't it? Winner. That's it.
Havertz, Timber,
Timber. That's it. innit?
Partey,
Jesus, Zinchenko, and
Partey
Partey.
as well. Yeah.
If Partey's
He
still
might
there,
go,
that
though.
is.
He might go, yeah.
Yeah, he might go. Yeah, he might. There's a 50-50.
Yeah, but I'm not
50-50.
saying go on Champions League experience is what we need because I don't expect Arsenal to win the Champions League next year.
No, but you'd
It's
expect
the
to,
Premier
like,
League
at
title.
least get
A
quarters,
challenge you
though,
can
right?
challenge, but I realise the Champions League is a lot different than the Premier League. It takes a different type of caliber there, and that's where I think when the players get older, they'll thrive more in that environment. But for me, next year, a Premier League title is more realistic because we've been in the race this season before. We've shown that we can go 35 games or 34 games. It's now adding the extra 4 games. And you could say that Arsenal peaked in the first half of the season, but now we're going to have even better depth. We're going to be able to rotate even more. So I don't expect Arsenal to get any worse. And also, it depends on how Man City are. People looking at Man City as if they're the same team
Yeah.
that are...
They'll be
They're losing their
better as
captain, bro. They're losing
They're
their
going to get
captain.
Vardy, though. They're going to get another midfielder.
No, they could, but they're losing their
They'll get
captain, bro.
better.
They're losing their captain and they're replacing him with Mateo
all over the
Kovacic.
pitch.
They
Like,
do,
they've got
but when you lose your
Rodri,
captain, it's not as
Corner.
easy as just to replace him like that. Yeah, captain is a big thing.
But
You
they've
just
got a
want to
team of
treble.
leaders, though, man.
Bernardo
They've got a team
Silva,
of leaders.
Laporte,
The leader's
Gundogan.
their
These are
manager,
three.
though, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, of
Guardiola's
course,
dragged
of course.
them through.
Of course, I'm just saying
Exactly.
that could be a potential
Yeah.
scenario where you've got three important players leaving. Guardiola's turn to Bernardo Silva and Gundogan in tough moments, even if they're not starting at the start of the season. They're not going to be there next season, and so that could, it could be a game changer.
Yeah.
I think you're
Liverpool
forgetting
tonight,
that
guys,
Liverpool and Chelsea exist in this league, but
Liverpool do, Chelsea don't. And I'm saying it respectfully, in the sense of a title
Why?
charge.
Why?
In respect of a title charge. They belong in the top 4 race, of course they do. But look,
Oh,
come
no,
on,
not
how can I
title charge next
how
season,
can I
man.
how can I
Oh
hear
my days.
more vim
That's
and more
funny.
confidence for a team that's finished 12th the year before to fight for a title, and then Arsenal, one season out of nowhere, how are they going to do it
No,
again?
we're not getting a title, no chance.
So that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
Chelsea do not belong in the title race conversation. Liverpool, you
But
could say
they're-
so.
they're
The reason
in
why
a
I say
unique
Liverpool,
situation, though, Babs. They've got one game a week.
one game a week,
They've
so
got
it's
a
not
hungry
season.
manager. They've got a young squad, and if they bring in a striker, that was really all that was missing from them last season. But Poch is even better. If anyone sleeps on Chelsea, they're crazy. I'm sorry. If you
Poch has
sleep
got
on
a point to
Chelsea,
prove as
you're
well.
crazy.
Point is, Poch has got a point to prove, but I think their
Point
limit
has-
will be
yeah,
set full.
exactly.
I don't expect them in a league where Guardiola's got his team he's been for 7 years. Arteta's had 3-4 years at Arsenal. You've got Ten Hag now taking you at United. Poch just come in and just throw it and get in the title race. Right, but Man United are far more likely to challenge for the title than Chelsea are. 110%. And I don't hear the conversation by the way. No, they are because you've had two.
Because they've got the depth. They've got the depth quality. They've got the quality in depth, and they've got the resources as well. For us, United right now, we're stuck in limbo. If you're looking at their midfield options, they're looking at their attack options. They've got far more depth than us, man. So I'd say Chelsea
comes in as well, though. Like obviously,
Yeah.
if we get Caicedo, if we
I'll be
get
honest, man.
another number 10, if we get another striker or whatever, then it's
You've
a
got
different
Nkunku,
conversation.
like, Nkunku's
Yeah,
gonna-
and Kunku
gonna
as
be-
well.
It's going to be ridiculous.
Thank you, man. Yeah.
See, Henry, what I'll
absolutely.
say about Nkunku, I also think he'll cook, but I'm not going to fall into the trap. Every time Chelsea sign a player, whether it's Mudryk or Enzo or whoever, everyone goes, "You're going to cook. Koulibaly's going to cook. Sterling's going to cook." I mean, what they
One
cooking
thing
this
for me,
season? Some expired deal or something, bro. Like, come on, what are they cooking? Because I'm saying, like, let's see them play first. Because
Yeah,
Chelsea's
I hear
recent
it.
examples of signings are all flops. How many successes have you
One
had?
thing
Yeah.
Chelsea don't do well is they I can't remember the last time they really got a number 9 who clicked. Like Falcao,
Yeah, that
didn't
hasn't
do well. Etu, Morata.
Yeah.
There's
They've
like
had-
two strikers that have been
Two
good
in
in the last
20 years.
20 years.
Never
Two in
really.
20 years. We
and-
talked about yesterday.
Drogba and Costa.
Charlie.
That's
Drogba and
it.
Costa.
We've had Lukaku, Torres, Shevchenko, Morata,
Yeah.
Higuain. Like there's Eto. There's loads of them. All not been successful.
Do you think you could
Crespo
play?
was good.
Do you think you could potentially play Nkunku as a false 9?
Yeah, but there's potential there. I mean, I was looking at it, like discussing it with quite a lot of Chelsea fans. Like the options are like people saying, "Oh, we've got to go and get a big number 9." The market's not that great. Osimhen's way too expensive. Harry Kane's never come into Chelsea, and then you're left with like Dusan Vlahovic, Kolo Muani.
I'm not sure about that. If the money's on the table and Poch is there, do not be surprised.
Well, we might try, but like the options are right. We've been down the big money striker signing so many times, it hasn't worked. So why not maybe try with Amando Broja, try with this Jackson guy, using Kunku there at times as well, if necessary, and maybe we go with that. And then maybe in January, then we try for Ivan Toney. We try and get by with Jackson and Kunku and Broja. We're playing one game a week in Carabao Cup. FA Cup don't start till January.
Fafana as well.
And then in January we go and try. So maybe, but I mean, I'm of the opinion that yes, it would be great to get a top class centre forward, but only if there's the right profile out there and the right name. Otherwise, there's no point just signing another big name for the sake of it. We've got to move away from constantly signing big names without thinking about do they fit in. Like, so for me, whilst it's a big gamble because we were 30 to 40 goals short last season in the league. And to go in with an unproven Nicholas Jackson, who has had who's got an unproven Broja as well, who had one season at Southampton and then a handful of games before doing his ACL during the World
You don't know
Cup.
how he's going to return back as well. You don't know how he's going to return back
this
as
is
well.
it. So you either take that gamble, or you take another gamble where you get a big name, you sign a Lautaro Martinez, or you sign a Dusan Vlahovic, and then there's always that worry in the back of your mind. Well, but virtually every striker bar 2 in the last 20 odd years have flopped.
Yeah.
So what do we do?
What is different? Yeah. I got to read some super chat saying people. Liverpool tonight die says Arsenal really good, looked really good. I think we both challenge again. Look at the reaction whenever they are mentioned. People start hating instantly. I'm worried. Liverpool form dropped off due to one injury. Virgil van Dijk. Young TT says Babs is a proper. Babs is a proper top gooner. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Babs is a proper top gooner, and I love it. Big up to Adam, said Liverpool should go for Levi Colwill. We'll talk about that as well. Big up to Amar, says 6 million to win one FA Cup. That's what you call a great return on investment. Arsenal will never worry me. They are mentally fragile, optimized by Gabby.
Epitomized.
That is it. Yeah, sorry, epitomized. I was going to say, I don't know why he done me in there. Honesty or Tenksika says former Manchester United and Ajax goalkeeper Edward van der Sar has been treated in intensive care after suffering a bleed on his brain. Yeah, we have mentioned that as well. So again, we send our best wishes to Edward van der Sar. And Mike T says, so Man United has spent more than us since 2019, right? So we should expect them to challenge next year. But again, that's what I'm saying to you. That's what gets beat against us every single time. So that's the same question now has to be dealt with Arsenal. Hybrid Ultra says 600 million with no context. The squad was in hell, and we had to spend that money in order just to catch up, let alone win again. But yes, pressure is on. I like the fact that people are acknowledging the pressure. It's okay to kind of say,
I want the pressure,
make
bro.
excuse.
Spending brings pressure.
I
You
want that
the
pressure, man.
Okay, you gonna have the pressure, man. You gonna
Give me
have
that
the
pressure, bro. Give me that Gen press.
Yep. Yeah, top 20, top 5, 20, 23, 24, City, Arsenal, Liverpool, United, Newcastle. Yeah,
Newcastle
obviously
ain't getting
one more
top 4.
extra.
It's top
Sorry?
5 the next season, isn't it? Because you get 5th with Champions
top
League
five,
with the new
potentially.
model.
I don't think Newcastle
Yeah.
are getting top 4.
About top 5.
Yeah,
Nah.
yeah.
No?
Nah.
You lot are sleeping on Newcastle massively.
Yeah, but it's a big,
You know what
like,
it
this
is
is
with
Eddie
Newcastle?
Howe's biggest season going in his career, right? He's got them to they've got into the Champions League. I don't think he's the guy to take them further. I think now they need a manager who's can
Henry,
up
why
the
do you think that
level.
is? What's your reason behind that?
Just he hasn't got any experience of ever doing that. He's managed
Yeah, but
Bournemouth.
what if he has? No, but so he's never been experienced of what? But he's got them in the top 4 now. He's showed that he can coach them to the top 4 level where
but
no one
now
expected it,
there's,
by the way.
Now you've got the added pressure of we want to kick on. We're a few years ahead of plan. I don't think he's the guy. Like I think he's a good manager. I think he's between 6th to 8th place. Obviously Newcastle have got a lot of funds, but I just can't see it.
Do you think he gets them out the group stage in the Champions League next season?
I think they will.
I think he does. I think he
think
does.
he
Because of
does,
St James's Park.
Yes, St. James's Park, man. I'm telling you now, man. St. James's
Depends
Park
who
will
else they
be
bring in
rocking.
as well.
Bro, look at how many times all of our teams went to Newcastle and got battered. Look at
every
Spurs,
time.
look
Talk
at
about our
Man
game.
United,
Let's just not
right?
talk about our
So
game.
this team ain't gonna go away. They're getting
yeah,
better.
yeah.
And you could say, yeah, they're gonna have more games or whatever, but they'll be up for those games as well because this is their first year. They're gonna just have the natural
they will,
energy, the
but-
natural vibe of Champions League football. They're gonna want to be tired. This is not like their 3rd or 4th year of being Champions League. They're gonna be better, and I think people are really sleeping on Newcastle.
Yeah.
And
But the
Aston
thing is,
Villa
though,
as
I'm
well,
just-
you know. They're doing
Yeah.
decent business as well.
Yeah, I would have said
Yeah.
Brighton if they haven't lost
Oh,
McAllister
Brighton as
because
well,
I
yeah.
think Brighton are amazing, but they're losing Caicedo and McAllister.
Yeah, that's a good point as well. I think ultimately, though, with Newcastle, I think I'm waiting them to kind of do some business at left back. I'm waiting them for me to go and get another centre back. I'm waiting on them to get, for me, a right winger. If they can get 3 positions, centre back, left back, and right winger,
And they're looking at
I think
Harvey
they're
Barnes.
cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought that was
apparently
West Ham,
they're very close to like putting the money on the table, 40 million or something.
I thought that was West Ham.
Nah.
Newcastle
Yeah.
now.
Okay, fair enough. Some breaking news about Pulisic, man. He's gone to AC Milan, man. You know what I'm saying? So that at least that's one more deadwood gone as a part of your team as well. You know what I mean?
LeBron
So
James and Saka.
Yeah, done. Well, he
LeBron
needed to leave. So yeah, good riddance, really. Like no disrespect to him, but he weren't good enough for us. So yeah, we take what we can get for him and we move on. But it's another one out. So
Yeah.
the squad clear outs is looking good at the moment.
absolutely. Yo, what's going on with Liverpool, man? Drifting, man. It's got a bit quiet. You had a good start. You know what I mean? How many more do you need, man? Because I feel like for me, that CDM little position there needs sorting out. And a centre back for me as well. People are sleeping on that, man. I don't think Matip is that player anymore. I don't think Van Dijk is that player anymore. And you need someone next to Konate. He's the future. He's the main man, I think, for me, Konate, in terms of the future for Liverpool. Well, do you think that's going to happen? Thuram, Lavia, what's going on?
Talk today is that Newcastle are starting to sniff around the Thuram deal, which means that we need to get a move on because other teams are starting to show interest. As we already spoke about the Lavia situation, again, I'm a little bit different to a lot of other Liverpool fans. I don't believe that Fabinho is done. If he plays another bad season, then he is. But I'm not going to write off a player who's been that good for us after one bad season. And he had a lot of players in midfield with him that weren't good enough, that made it harder for him to be able to do what he does, which is be intelligent. He's never been about running around and doing that kind of, hurrying Mascherano type. It was more about being intelligent and reading the game. And he wasn't able to do that when our midfield was so open. Now our midfield is going to be a bit better, and we've got better players in there. Hopefully he'll be able to regain form. So I'd probably go centre back and right back as priority over DM. But we do need a DM. We should buy all three really. But with Liverpool, we won't spend that type of money. If we buy Thuram, I think he'll get molded into a DM. I think people are sleeping on how good he is defensively. He might not be a destroyer of a DM, but I've got a feeling that Klopp would prefer to have a DM who's good with the ball rather than somebody who literally just breaks up play only. Lavia is good on the ball. That's why we've been linked with him. Caicedo, I wanted. He's brilliant on the ball. And I think Thuram could be molded. He played DM 15 times last season, so it's not like a role that he's not used to playing at all. I'd buy a Nacho at centre-back. I think talks have cooled a little bit in that because I think we need a left-sided centre-back so we can rest Van Dijk. Van Dijk's not done. I think he was just having a bad season, and combination of the World Cup, wanted to be fit because he missed the Euros from his injury. Then when he realised we couldn't win anything, I just think he couldn't be asked, to be honest. It's quite bad professionally, but it kind of more looked like motivation and effort than ability to me with Van Dijk. So I'm hoping he'll be all right, fresh season, fresh start. But you're right, Matip.
If Trent plays midfield, do you need another right back?
Yeah. I was good. That's why I think we need a right back. I'd go and get Carl Walker-Peters from Southampton. I think he's a brilliant player, good squad player. He fits the homegrown quota, could play left back and right back. It's about getting players in the squad now that do the homegrown thing, because we're quite stuck for the homegrown thing. I don't know about you lot's team. And it's about getting people who are okay with being squad players.
Decent age as well, Decent age as well.
Yeah, I think, was he 26, 27? Like, so he's at a good age. So yeah, that's what I would go and do. But I don't know, man. I'm not gonna lie, the Szoboszlai thing, it come out of nowhere. And I think a lot of people are sleeping on just how much that just improved Liverpool. Like, I don't know, like underestimate that
signing. The new De Bruyne, man. It's mad. The new De Bruyne, man. So
he's an absolute baller. Him and McAllister in the midfield now gives me a whole different feel. And if you look at our attackers, Núñez with a year under his belt, Gakpo with 6 months under his belt, Jota back fit again. Our firepower is insane with Diaz and Salah on top of that. If the midfield does get it right, there's not many teams that are going to be able to stop us. So as long as we get a cover for centre back and a cover for right back, I think we can cook next season.
No, Babs, let me ask you a question here. You're looking at everyone's midfield this season. It's a bit of a weird one. You got one holding and then maybe 2 8. So you've got kind of like everyone's kind of shaped their midfields this season. Caicedo, obviously, Enzo came in January. Even for Tottenham, they've got Maddison. We've got Mount. Everyone's shaping up their season now in terms of midfield. You reckon that's going to be where the season's won and lost? I know you got Haaland and you got players like that, but I think midfield, though, this might be the season on midfielders now. What do you think?
Yeah, because I think everyone's had a lot of change. Like Arsenal have signed 2 midfielders, and a lot of teams are going to have different ways of playing. But I think it's less about the midfield and more just about the entire unit. We're talking like the press as well and stuff like that. I think the teams that press the best, that build out of the best, are going to win the league, because those teams are the teams that are going to win the most games of football. And we saw it last year in spurts for Man United and spurts for Arsenal, but City were the team that did it on a consistent basis. And now the other teams are going to get to that level of football. Liverpool used to do it, and I think there's a massive question if they do sign Lavia, and let's just say it becomes the start of Fabinho, I don't see Liverpool winning a league title with a 19-year-old starting for them week in, week out in his first ever season of competing at a top level. You look at Man City's team, I think their youngest player is the starting 11 is probably Haaland. 21 or 22, sorry. So it was a massive ask for Arsenal to do it. So I don't see how Liverpool do it with Lavia at 19 years of age. Then you look at Chelsea's midfield on paper, looks amazing. Enzo, maybe a Caicedo, and I don't know who else you signed there, but it looks on paper amazing. But again, a lot of change there, and change doesn't always mean instant success. You might see a little bit of adaptation period of time, and we'll see how that works out. United, I'm very intrigued. I'll be honest. I don't know what to expect with your midfield. Either it'll be an absolute success or it'll be Ten Hag's failure. But listen. I'm excited, man. I want to see teams in the league improve, and I want to see the best league possible to see the best football possible.
Yeah, I don't know why. Obviously, Trent. I don't know why ESPN put this on because I don't think Trent will play midfield.
Everyone's
personally
falling
in
into the
the
trap
DM
of
role.
those
He might, though. He
3-2-5
might.
formations. Everyone's falling into those traps now. They're not doing normal 4-3-3s. It's not that 3-2-5 or the 2-3-5. Everyone's doing that. But Pep Guardiola has changed the game, man.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Arteta then. I was like, yo.
Yeah, and
Mikel.
Mikel.
You done well there. Well, Mikel, I mean, it's one of them, man. I don't know, man. But I think for me, I don't know, man. It's one of them, man. Arsenal, it's interesting because I just got a feeling that maybe Havertz might play midfield and they'll go with Declan Rice in there and an Odegaard and then obviously Zinchenko tucking in and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see what they'll do, man. You know what I
Out
mean?
of all
But
three
Henry-
there, Arsenal are definitely
Yeah.
the best. And by quite a margin as well.
Oh,
But
well,
then Man-
Yeah, but you don't know how good Kai Havertz is going to be.
But I
in
think this
midfield.
though,
Well, you think Liverpool have got a better midfield there?
Oh,
the thing is,
100%.
let me ask you a question though. When you look at the Arsenal's United's
It's not even a
midfield though, on
question.
paper, yeah.
Jeez.
Let me look at if you look at it on paper though.
Okay.
When you look at here, Casemiro and Declan Rice. For me, Declan Rice is not better than Casemiro. That's just my own opinion. Bruno Fernandes, yeah, at his best versus Odegaard, yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. For me, I like Odegaard, but in terms of output and whatnot, Bruno Fernandes can have a say and have a chat to Odegaard. Again, it's aesthetics and whatnot. And then you've got Mason Mount and Havertz. I mean, come on, man. Yeah, I mean, Mason Mount is better than Havertz. You know what I'm saying? So in that aspect, you kind of would say that in that reality. You know what I mean?
So
Henry,
United
who
have the
would you
best
choose?
midfield.
But I'm
Who
just
would I
saying,
choose?
I'm just saying that. You know what I mean? Like this, you said it's clear that it's Arsenal, but in reality,
Do you know what I think? Do you know what I think? I actually think Arsenal are stronger with Partey, Xhaka, and Odegaard compared to this new. Because I think one Declan Rice injury away, and that whole midfield falls apart. I don't think Havertz is strong enough to play centre mid. Obviously, Odegaard, we all know he's quality, but does Jorginho come in and replicate the levels Rice can? I'm not so sure. Could you put an argument in to potentially put Timber as a DM? I don't know, but I just think there's a lot of small changes in that system. But
Yeah,
I think on paper, if you look at it, you know, there's an argument to say Man United's midfield is stronger because we haven't seen Arsenal's yet. But
Which is another unknown, right? But you know, obviously, like Babs is saying that Arsenal should get better, and technically, if you look at it, young squad, yeah, they should. But again, that's something we didn't speak about. You've replaced 2 out of 3 of your midfield, which is the majority of the midfield. It might not even work. It might not even work. Do you get what I mean?
One thing I would
Like,
say,
we're just
though, is
acting like it's gonna work.
Havertz won't play in midfield. He will play on paper in midfield, but he isn't a midfielder. He'll play in the
I like
attack.
Zinchenko,
That's
he
what I
plays left back, but
It
he
will be
plays.
Zinchenko. Yeah, it was Zinchenko playing midfield next to Rice. And, you know, apart you might have Timber and Vertonghen as well, maybe Ben White on that side. Henry mentioned if Rice gets injured, it'll be a big blow. You're right. Good thing, though, that in his 7 years at West Ham, he's missed 1 game with injury, and that was
don't
illness.
say that, though. Don't say that. Now,
No, I'm just saying it's a good
injury
no,
early
no.
on.
But obviously, look, anything's possible in football. But the point is, Rice is like Rodri in the sense of he's an availability monster. He's always available. He's never injured. And that's because
Availability
of
is the best ability.
It is, and that's why Mikel's probably that's a key reason to why
I
Arsenal
don't know,
targeted him.
wasn't Havertz available all last season?
Yeah, Havertz was available. Again, Arsenal are targeting all these. Hey, listen, if it wasn't Havertz, Chelsea might be relegated. You know, Havertz is a Chelsea legend, bro.
Wow.
He helped them avoid relegation.
He scored 9 goals in all comps last
Yeah, and who else scored more than him?
Wow.
No one did. That's how.
Oh
poor he
yeah,
was.
yeah. So the best player, right. Fair.
I don't think he's a bad signing, by the way.
Yeah.
Look, listen, and also I was
thought-
going to say on the midfield 3, I hear Henry's conversation because on paper, yeah, Partey, Xhaka and Odegaard is better, but Arsenal want to win more games next year by attacking better, and that's why they're going to have an extra attacker now. And Rice is just so good defensively that he allows you to play Zinchenko and inverted left back, a Timber at right hand side, and that can thrive there as well. But that will be our midfield 3. It won't be Odegaard.
We're sleeping on Tottenham, man.
we're
Bentancur. No. I'm being
injured,
serious,
he's
man,
injured.
guys. Yeah. No. I'm just saying, though, if they get there together, yeah, Bentancur, Basuma,
Yeah,
and
he ain't
James
fit.
Maddison.
He ain't going to be
We're
fully fit till
sleeping.
January.
And
No,
Ndombele as well.
And Dombele, yeah.
Let's not do this. Let's not.
I'm being serious,
Højbjerg.
man. The guys,
No,
like
let's
that.
not do
I think
this.
you're underplaying it. Madison, for me, though, is a top player, man. You've got Bentancur
100%.
and you've got Basuma on his form as well. Yo, listen, Tottenham should be in the conversation as well when you deep it.
The thing
That's
is,
top one week as well.
The thing is, we don't have a number 6. Basuma is a good number 8, and Madison's a very good number 10. But we don't have anyone that can play the number 6. I don't want to hear this Ollie Skip prop, right? Or Højbjerg. Højbjerg's probably going to join Atletico Madrid. Right, that'll probably be done hopefully by Monday or Tuesday. They're very close to putting the money on the table. As soon as Højbjerg goes, go and get Amrabat. Go and get Amrabat. It's a step up from Fiorentina.
Relax
40 million
yourself.
pound. Right. We were very close to signing him last year. No one really knew anything about him. He had an amazing World Cup, and then all of a sudden, everyone's like, he's the guy. But there's a bigger problem at Tottenham that not a lot of people have realised. We need a captain. If Kane goes, Lloris is already gone. Who's our captain? There's not a single leader in that squad. There's not a single captain in that squad. Son, nah. In the big games, in the big crunch times, he goes missing. It can't be Maddison because you'll completely disrupt the squad if you put someone who's just come into the club as captain, unless it's like our Sergio Ramos or Casemiro. We ain't got. I don't want to hear anyone say about Romero because he can't even stand the pitch.
No.
Who's vice captain?
Vice captain's Harry Kane and captain's Hugo Lloris. And Lloris is about to join Saudi, and Kane's brother Charlie Kane, he's twerking for Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
So
I heard though that you might be getting a new contract. I think I seen your show yesterday.
Yeah, they put 350 grand on the table. But listen, if Harry Kane signs the 350 grand contract over joining Bayern Munich, every single person on this planet has got to question his ambition. Because you could go to Germany, right, and win the Bundesliga basically without even playing, because they've already got. I mean, they won the Bundesliga with cheap and Moting up front. Harry Kane will score 40 goals in that league.
100%. But I mean, why would we question his? Why would we question his motivation, bro? Rather than just admire his loyalty. Why are we living in a world now where we can't admire his loyalty, and instead we'll put him down and say he's not ambitious? Maybe he just
be the greatest player to never win anything.
Yeah, no, that is true. But maybe to him, playing for Spurs means more than winning trophies. We don't know. Like,
surely every player
he wanted to join City, right? He wanted to join City 2 years ago, and they put £125 million bid in. It was on the table, and it was 60 million up front, and the rest in add-ons, right? And installments. Kane wanted the move, right? Everyone at Tottenham knows he wanted the move.
That was when you had Nuno in charge, though, bro. No one wants to play.
Yeah, I hear that, but like,
you know what I mean? Like,
the decisions this football club has made in the last 5 years have completely ruined it, because we had Pochettino, we had a very attacking coach, high press, a lot of young good players, Dele Alli, Ericsson. We had a very good back line of Rose, Walker, Toby, Jan Vertonghen, players like Moussa Dembele. We then flipped it on its head and brought 3 defensive managers in Nuno, Jose, and Conte. And now we're trying to, with 1 year left in his contract, if Harry Kane signs a new deal, rather than forcing a move to Bayern Munich, or potentially, who's to say Madrid don't go and put the money on the table? If Mbappe doesn't go,
I think they're waiting for Mbappe. I think they're going to wait for Mbappe.
If Kane signs a new deal, do you reckon there could be a release clause in it? Like, do you reckon that's one way to sign a deal?
There's so many uncertainties in this football club, right? We need a number 6. We need centre backs like there is no tomorrow. We've just brought in a new goalkeeper, right? Our key players like Kane and Son are both 30 and above now, where they're going to be more susceptible to injuries. There's so many uncertainty. Who's going to be the captain, right? It's our first year out of Europe in 10 years. If Kane signs a contract right now, looking at the state of the football club, where we've had 15 managers in the last 10 years, right?
Sounds like us.
Your head's got to be.
Yeah.
you can't sign a contract right now. If we get in the top 4 next season, and all of a sudden we sign a few players in January, and his contract's coming to an end, and he renews. Okay, fair enough, because we've got Champions League football. But like, you go back to the season we finished runners up to Chelsea, right? Chelsea won the league on the Conte. Villa, Brentford, Brighton, and Newcastle weren't even in the Premier League. They've all finished above us. That shows how badly we're being run as a football club. Kane's got to be thinking, why am I here? Like, without me, this club is going down. Like, I'm the Michael Jordan of the balls, just without the championship. Like, I am carrying everything. And what happens if we don't sign another player? Harry Kane does his ACL second game of the season. What happens to Tottenham? Is Richarlison going to score 30 goals a season? We already know that.
You're thinking though with injury. Yeah.
Like,
I think Postecoglou is the key here, though. I think he's the type of manager that's going to bring a proper spirit, a family unit, a togetherness that you haven't had for a long time. And sometimes that can actually be what wins you games. People underestimate just how much believing in a manager and having a good environment is actually key to, to progressing. So I think Postecoglou is actually 1 game a week. can train all week, get players used to how he wants to play. I don't think Tottenham can win a league or anything similar like that. But that top 5, don't sleep on Tottenham for that top 5.
I hear that. But the problem is, I know what our fan base is like. We've got a very tough start to the season. We've got Man United, Arsenal, and Liverpool all in our first 6 games. Our first game of the season is Brentford away. If we lose 1 or 2 games off the bat, all of a sudden everyone's on his case. Postecoglou out. We did it under Jose Mourinho. We had a fantastic start. We won our first, we did it on the Conte, sorry. We won 10 games in a row. And then all of a sudden we had a little wobble. But because our fans are so emotionally reactionary, we're the only football club in the world that is so emotionally attached to players. Like Ndombele, for instance. Get rid of this guy. We're going to give him another chance. He's been here 4 years. Like, what other big football club in the world, after 2 seasons and you've been terrible, does this? If we have a wobble, the fans will get on his back, and imagine we lose 4 of our first 6 games, which is very possible. We're not going to beat Arsenal. We're not going to beat United. If we lose to Brentford away, then what happens? I don't think.
Surely there's got to be an expectation that's lowered now to the point where give him a chance. You've done.
I hear that, but our fans aren't like that.
I said they got a lower expectations.
You've had the best managers in the world, and it didn't work. You've got to give a younger or a less experienced manager a chance now to prove himself when the big boys didn't work. Conte and Mourinho is as good as it gets, and it didn't work. You know what I mean? You can't just keep scrapping managers.
That's because Spurs appointed managers that win now with a team that wasn't ready to win. So it was never going to work.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Facts, 100%, man. Got some breaking news from Fabrizio Romano. Manchester United are really now close to the signing of Andre Onana. Positive round of talks. Final bid to arrive. Then done deal. Told will be sealed by the end of next week. Personal terms agreed. Man United want Onana to travel to the USA tour. That's good news, man. I said people will be getting done, and hopefully that'll be the new Manchester United keeper, man. Watch out, you lot, man.
That's going to end in tears, by the way, say.
Why? Because why do you say that?
I've followed Onana his whole career, and as brilliant as he is at times, he is an absolute madman at other times. And at Man United, your goalkeeper, you remember Bartes? I think his career is going to be exactly the same way Bartes' career was at Man United.
Listen, Bartes
you'll see anyway, bro. You'll see.
Bartes was a midget, man. He was someone that was clumsy. You know what I mean?
Onana ain't that tall, you know.
Great. Hey? No,
and if he does some of them runs, if he's at the Etihad or Anfield and he tries to do that dribbling out with the ball stuff,
don't worry, man. Who's going to come and get him? Nunes going to come and get him.
Look, remember, that's what you thought last time you came Anfield, bro. So
listen, your families don't rate Nunes, mate. But you know what, though? For me, though, we're part of the modern day crew, innit? We're part of the modern day goalkeepers. You know what I mean? It's about time, innit, Babs, man? We're here. Ramsdale, who? What do you say, Ramsdale? Come on.
Let's go fucking read it, man.
No, I'm only joking. But what do you say, though, Babs? Like, unbiased view, like, what are you saying?
It's a really good signing. And you're replacing your worst player for me, David De Gea. I think he's already your worst player. I think he was really holding your team back, and I think you're going to see even better United next year. That's why I keep saying, people talk about Chelsea for title, whatever. I think United are more likely because they've got more of the profiles Ten Hag needs. It's just about how that midfield works out. Because defensively, you're looking calm now.
Facts, yeah, 100%. I think for me, we get this player really. It's going to be weird, man. Obviously, David De Gea. I've always rated David De Gea. Obviously, it's one of them, man. It's sad to see him go, but it's the right time for me, man. Everyone has that keeper where they have a soft spot for the minute, and you know what I mean. Right now is the time to go, and hopefully, Onana is a step in the right direction, and it's the what we need, man. And we kind of move forward. You know what I mean? But are you looking at Man United though? I'll start with you, Charlie. In terms of Man United now, what else do you reckon they need? When you look at the squad right now, are they equipped next season to kind of push on now?
Not right now. No, you got other than Rashford. Where's the goals in the team? Like it's the same as us. You're desperate for a centre forward. Like I'm seeing links with Rasmus Højlund, talented boy, 20 years of age. But you can't tell me that for Manchester United to bang in goals in the Premier League to try and get them challenging for the title and winning the big trophies that a 20-year-old kid from Atalanta who scored 7 goals last season is the answer. You've got to be doing better than that. He'd be good as like a second signing, like behind, for example, if you signed Harry Kane, Rasmus Højlund would be a good backup / rotational option for sure. But it's a lot of pressure to put on a 20-year-old kid to go and just suddenly lead the line, or is he not? Would Rashford lead the line? And you need a centre forward for me. I still feel that you need someone to partner / rotate with Casemiro, because let's be real, Fred's last year of his
That's why we need
contract.
Amrabat.
Fred last year of his contract, McTominay not really good enough. Both of those could be sold.
You ain't getting Amrabat, by the way.
There's no other options there.
Why?
Because I just don't. I don't think he's a Ten Hag type player.
Well, he used to be his manager, so how is he not a Ten Hag player? He used to manage him when it was I think it was at Utrecht. So he's been with him before, so he can come. You know what I mean? I think that's what we need right now.
Ten Hag's got a very strange talent ID. Like he wanted Mason Mount because he was at Vitesse. I don't even think he played like 30 games there. I think you're going to look for a more taller, stronger, out and out number 6. I think Amrabat's a bit more suited. Like I think you're going to want a more versatile out and out number 6. I think he would be better suited to the system we're going to play under Postecoglou rather than. And let's be real.
Why do you just say that? Because at the end of the day, what you just said there is a myth.
No, but like,
he's
if you
tall
look at
and
Ten Hag plays, you're best when you're on a counter attack, right? You're at your best when you're on a counter attack. Right?
Yeah, I get you.
All know
But
that.
obviously, we still need backup, though. We still need backup. He ain't going to be on the counter attack. He's a holding midfielder.
You say that though, but they're at their best at this stage as a counter-attacking team. They will want to eventually become a team that dominates games, and that's why I will say it until you guys believe it or you'll see it. You'll eventually replace Casemiro as well. You want an even better player on the board than Casemiro to dominate games like Rodri can do, and I think Amrabat is closer to that in the sense of on the ball, but he's not the player you need.
I think for me, you need a balance in it. Like not every player is the same. Jorginho and Declan Rice are not the same. You know what I mean? There's certain players you have to have a balance. You know what I mean? And that's what you need to do. So I think Amrabat is what we need because at the end of the day, when we have a big 6-game year, Anfield away, like we need Amrabat and Casemiro just to sit there. Then you have Mount or.
Yeah, you did amazing last year with Casemiro.
Your away record last season was horrific against the top 6.
That's what I'm saying. And that's what we need. Yeah. We need to just put 2 people in there, sit there and tell, who's getting past these lot? Who's getting past these 2? And then you've got the added threat in terms of Rashford, Garnacho, whoever's up front, just to kind of do the attack. Have 2 holding midfielders who are comfortable on the ball. Okay, Casemiro isn't the best on the ball, but is competent. If you put him another player alongside him, then he has less responsibility. So then we can actually develop our style of play. But again, I'm hearing reports today that he might be going to Saudi Arabia, man, because apparently Al Ali might be wanting him to get him. So, I don't know, man. It's one of them. You have to kind of fully just kind of like look at it all and say, listen, if we can get Amrabat, it'll be a good window.
How much money? You got much money to spend?
Not really, if I'm being honest with you. We've got Onana, Mount, and then I reckon we'll get Højlund in, but then we'll have to replace a midfielder to go and get another one. So we'll have to raise some funds.
But you're selling, you lot selling players you're terrible at it.
But there you go. Exactly. We're not great at selling. And that's the kind of key thing, the worst thing about it. We're not great at selling. So Fred might have to go for relatively cheap. But the good thing about Amrabat, he don't cost much. He's going to cost you about 25 million, 30 million, if that. So hopefully that can work out. But it's going to be an interesting end to the window, man. You know what I'm saying to you? And then we go from there, man. But yeah, anything else you want to add on? Any news that you can think of, guys? Anything? Any bits about your squads that we haven't talked about? Anything right now?
Just quickly for a couple of the smart asses in the comments about the whole Onana Bartes situation. Bartes is 6'1" and Onana is 6'2". So if you think that's a dramatic difference, then that's up to you. And like for goalkeepers, that's not really much of a difference. So
you know what it is though. Stature though as well is important as well. Stature. That's what I meant more. Stature.
But Bartes used to bend down low a lot and stuff. I get that. He used
he used to bend down low. You know,
but he was capable of world-class performances as well. He was a good goalkeeper. He just had mistakes in him. That's how Onana is. He's capable of brilliant moments, but he does have mistakes in him, and he's gonna frustrate you. He's gonna frustrate you at times. So we'll see how it ends. If it ends well, then cool. But
what do you lot think of I don't know if any of you lot saw. So last season, there was, I think it was around January or February, Tottenham are going to put their season tickets up. And obviously there was quite a lot of uproar. But what they've done is they've told all the fans they're not going to put the season ticket prices up, but for the individual match day ticket, they're going up 15%.
London,
that's crazy. London tax, man. My mate bought a season ticket the other day, and he was calling me saying, "Is it worth it?" And I said, "Just do it, man." And where he's sat, and for the season ticket he bought, I was like, damn, man, that's a lot of money. But it just shows you.
Yeah, but so it's nearly a grand. Like,
Yeah,
we're not
it
even
is.
in the Champions League. Like, you're going to watch a team that's in massive transition. You can get nearly 3 season tickets at Man City for you cannot one of Spurs.
Do you get go-karting involved with that Spurs season ticket?
Bro, Babs just went to Beyonce, man.
Yeah.
And
It's very nice.
You get a discount on like concerts and that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you wanna go
yeah,
to
there you
a
go,
concert-
man. You got
You
your
get first
discounts.
dibs.
If
Do you
AJ's fine,
really?
you're getting a discount.
No, I'm not gonna lie. That's actually brilliant. If you
No, it's
get
not.
first dibs on every single concert that's gonna be
Well,
there,
yeah, but,
it's,
bro,
it's
a
hard.
football stay. I don't care about Beyonce shaking her goods.
Yeah, but some people will though.
Yeah, there's
so for them,
Some
it's
people
very
will, but Tottenham fans don't. Maybe
Babs
everyone
got
else
to
does.
Beyonce.
Don't have your Beyonce concert at Wembley.
Yeah, listen, it's a good stadium.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Look, I'm trying to put makeup on a pig here. You know what I mean?
Can't polish a turd. Simple as that.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. But listen, people, we're going to wrap it up here. Guys, I don't know about you guys here, but we've had 1.8K throughout the whole video here. And let me tell you how many people have actually liked the video. We've had 662. So
That's
that is
Chelsea
a
conversion rate.
That's just crazy, man, guys, man.
1,000.
We should be at least 1,000 likes. Like, I can have 800 haters, yeah, but if at least I got 1,000 people liking the video, then it kind of somehow evens it out a little bit, man. So people, hit the like button right now, man. Drifty, what are you telling them? You got a marathon calling toll today, man? You might go for hours, man. What are you saying?
Nah, do you know what? We've actually stopped doing it every week, and now we do the last Friday of the month now for the call-in show. So, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, them shows got heavy, bro. Them shows got heavy.
Come on.
Yeah, 5-6 hour shows are that's commitment right there. You know what I mean? We got to pull the brakes on that a bit. We enjoy them, but yeah, doing them every week. Plus, you don't want your missus crucifying you every Friday. You can't do anything. And what time do you think this is? You come in bed and all that stuff.
Yeah,
so,
true,
yeah,
true.
we're gonna do that once. But we do have a little transfer show coming out tonight at 8, talking about the stuff I spoke to you guys about. What if Liverpool don't buy a midfielder? Is it a big deal? What about Newcastle looking to steal the Thuram deal? Is it realistic that Chelsea will actually sell to us? They seem to be selling to everybody else, so maybe they will sell to us if we put the money up. Who knows? So, yeah, good show coming up for you guys. But, big up the rules, man. It was a pleasure being on the channel, bro.
Yeah, make sure you follow the Coppish channel. Link is in the description. Bavs, let them know, man. What's going on, man? What's the latest on Arsenal, man?
Listen, man, just gonna eat some rice, enjoy it, relax, and then we'll see what happens next.
It'll be announced over the weekend, isn't it? It'll be announced over the weekend, right?
I think they'll announce Timber first, or maybe Rice. So I think they'll keep Rice for the later one, because both medicals are done today. So
man.
they just announcements are coming.
Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. Henry, what are you saying? You good?
Yeah, but I'm going live in 15 minutes talking about there's just a bit of news come out about Lloris. Apparently he could be going to Inter. And one of the journalists from Tottenham said that we're going to apparently sell up to 10 players this window. So everyone said we can't do a big rebuild. We might be doing it in one window. But yeah, I'm live in 15 minutes if everyone wants to check that out.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Charlie, let them know, man. Big up to you, man. What you got going on?
Yeah, mate, just be streaming every day on my channel that's on the screen now, and also be streaming on Chelsea Fan TV as well. So loads of stuff over there as well. Just all the usual transfer stuff. I'll be live in about half hour or so on my channel and Chelsea Fan TV, just talking all the latest Chelsea transfer news. Basically, I'll be doing it every day throughout the transfer window. So yeah, if you want to check it out, please do.
Brilliant. Yeah, make sure you check it out, people, man. And like I said, please like the video. I'll be back tomorrow, debate show. We'll be seeing what's going on with United and whatnot. So yeah, man, enjoy the rest of the evening. This has been Rivals Talk. We're out.